So, a few years ago, I was falling off really hard, dealing with some heavy addictions, and it ended in the most graceful manner. So beautiful, you have to witness every time I get the chance. So, me and the kid that I was getting high with, we held company with a Chihuahua dachshund who we had taken on from his aunt, whose Chihuahua Coco had just had a litter of primarily girls and had one boy who the youngest child had named Zeus. And none of them were going to be broken or what you call fixed. We were not messing with their systems. They couldn't even afford to. Anyway, we ended up with Zeus. Okay, eventually we met a traveler, Elijah, and we met him in Times Square, which most people think to be the greatest crossroad on the East Coast, though truth be told, it is not. Second, or close to, rivaled and surpassed by Central Park, 72nd Street, Amsterdam, Broadway. The spiritual prowess of that area is a subject I could do a whole video on in its own. But let us focus. When we met Elijah, we went over the table, the four corners of the table, the Masonic treats, stories, and secrets, and we came to the understanding held within all of us that the only time is now and the only place is here. The only thing that I can do is go after the truth that I know that I am, you know? And with our witness and the fact that Elijah had just walked up to New York from North Carolina, the three of us, and the Chihuahua dachshund, and the pit bull that was with Elijah, we got up to the George Washington Bridge and walked into New Jersey. We walked north through New Jersey for 6 days. And we reached the Appalachian Trails, Middletown, Warwick, all that. We passed it, reached the Appalachian Trails in 6 days. Can't tell you how many miles we walked or how many miles it broke down to in a day, but we did it. And on the sixth and on the seventh day, we rested and we let those dogs treat themselves in nature. They ran, played, and did mating rituals for 3 days. And it was lovely, peaceful, beautiful. And throughout that journey, that walk, which we started with $6 between the five of us, that whole time we had food, we had money, we were comfortable. Yeah, even the 48 hours we lacked food, we were comfortable. We found money along the way. We found people bought us food. We found food. We had everything we needed and a lot of what we wanted that entire time. We even got to witness the connective force of witness, where two or more agree unspoken, therefore shall be truth. Perceiving vision, that's another story in itself. I will get to that one not later. Perceiving vision and having confirmation as individuals and a whole. That's truth. I'll tell you about it later. But after the Appalachians, after hanging out on the Appalachians for a few days, we came off. We found five $50 bills in a ditch on the side of the highway. Only God could have put that there. And we kept walking. We hitchhiked a little bit. We got picked up by a creepy farmer who we found out was a creep when he tried slipping magic mushrooms into the food. And nothing against psychedelics. They are good for some people, but to each his own within their reasonable understanding. But if but dosing people with anything without their permission is as bad as rape. It's a crime of the highest trespass. So yes, uh, he he did that, and when he offered the moonshine, one of my friends rejected, and me having an alcohol problem at the time, I took it, and he heeded warning that the last person to take 2 shots of this moonshine ended up so intoxicated they had to be tied to the porch. But praise the Christ that is, because I can tell you an eyewitness that alcohol did not touch my brain and system until 24 hours later when we were in a whole nother location, laying under a bridge, enjoying the sounds of the water. I felt the toxins creep onto my brain, and I said, there's confirmation again. If this had happened while I was there would have been no one in the proper mind to protect the company. Wild Bill was in no condition to do it. He stayed away from his demon host on whose farm he lived. Sheesh. But, huh, real is deep, and truth can be strange sometimes. I guess this is part of why let him who seeks continue to seek, for when he finds he will be disturbed, and when he understands he will know peace. The truth will set you free. Know thyself and be one with God. Huh. Yes. And our journey continued. And this allows me recognition and understanding that if I drop the mundanities, if I choose freedom over slavery and will over fear, I can do and be whatever I want to. But evaluating everything that goes into everything, considering that this is the moment of creation and the outcome of all things, even asking for the smallest thing is a lot to ask for. So we'll see where this one goes. But God bless. Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum. Bendición. Via con Dios. Omni tofu. Namaste. Namaste. Peace and grace be upon you always. One love.